What's going on, and welcome back to another less than 5-minute gear review. And in this video we're going to be going over the Raptor Tactical Odin Mark III gun belt. Now this guy is going to run you roughly around 160 bucks, but I do think it is worth that little bit of a higher price for the quality of the setup and how this thing is designed and some of the unique features that it has in comparison to some of the other belts on the market. The first being the way that this belt is actually woven through the Cobra buckle. It runs from the exterior to the interior and then Velcros and locks in place with that interior belt. So you don't have to worry about this coming loose when you're shooting and moving and on the range or out in your operational environment. The Molle itself is laser cut, and you have both top, bottom, and center, so you have the ability to set up your pouches how you see fit and have a little bit of adaptability depending on what you're running. So that definitely keeps things nice and flush up across the top, especially if you're running a pouch that may be a little bit larger. And then the cool thing with this as well is you also have some options when it comes to the Cobra buckles. You can run either the 25mm micro Cobra, you can run the 45mm standard Cobra buckle, which you see here, or you can get the 45mm with the D-ring. My recommendation when it comes to which one to choose, I would always gravitate towards the one with the D-ring, so that way you have the ability to set and configure that belt up with lanyards and safety lines and all of that to be able to tether into a helicopter or a vehicle, or be able to pull a casualty and just take that drag line, connect it to their plate carrier, and then move that dude from being out and exposed in the open to behind cover to provide medical aid, to as far as just being a competition or civilian and just taking a carabiner and running some gloves on there, and then you can run chem lights and all that stuff on there as well. So I would always recommend running the D-ring one because it gives you options, and it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So when it comes to the rest of the setup of this thing, it's really well made, to be honest. This is actually my buddy's belt. He asked me to do a review on it, so I told him, I was like, heck yeah, man. I actually know 6 or 7 people that run this belt, and they all have very positive things to say about it, and I've been pretty impressed with its overall performance and what I've seen it do on the range. So with that, when it comes to just the Velcro right off the bat, this stuff is pretty grabby, you could say. That Velcro is pretty strong. Like, when you're trying to pull this off, like, it wants to hold tight and it doesn't want to let go, which is really nice when it comes to these belts that are an inner and outer belt setup. So I do really like the Velcro on this. I do think it is really high quality. The only complaint that I've ever had anybody say about this belt is the inner belt. Regardless of the fact that it's kind of lightly padded and really comfortable, it does give quite a bit. So when you have this on or woven through your pants, it may bend a little bit and twist a little bit and not be as rigid as some may want it to be when it comes to having a rigid interior belt. I'm a person that prefers a more rigid belt just because I feel like it just gives it a little bit more structural integrity. So that way that belt isn't kind of like trying to pull off of your body, so to speak. So other than that, there are a couple people that I know that do really like this belt just because it's really comfortable. So it's really going to come down to personal preference if you mind having a little bit of bend and twist and all of that in this, or if you want something that's a little bit more rigid and stiff. So personal preference when it comes down to it. But I do think this is a good interior belt if that is what you're looking for. And then, like I said, with the way that this is set up for the adjustments, you unvelcro that, make your adjustments, velcro it back into place, and then that will all get locked into place with your inner belt and outer belt. So outside that, I really don't have anything else to say about it. I am really impressed with the overall performance of this belt and how it's set up, and like I said, I do know quite a few people that run this, and all of them love it when it comes down to it. So if you have any questions, please feel free, leave a comment, and we'll answer any questions that you have. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.